Your tax dollars bought hundreds of millions of COVID vaccines from Pfizer's for the bargain price of $5 billion. In classic fashion, the drug maker is now refusing to share its vaccine technology with researchers who want to use it to cure other diseases. Pfizer argues it has a patent, so it shouldn't have to share the data. The mRNA technology in the vaccine could be used to cure things like cancer, HIV, autoimmune disorders, or sexually transmitted diseases like herpes that affect more than 100 million Americans. Peter Pitts is here, former Associate Commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration. All right, is it fair for us to ask Pfizer to give us all of their research and data?
Well, I think it's fair for Pfizer to share its research so that other people can do important work. Obviously, the Occam razor's answer here is greed, but I think the real answer is hubris. Pfizer is saying we don't need anybody else's help. We can do it all by ourselves, and that's wrong and that's dangerous. And we all benefited from Pfizer's hard work on the vaccine. We underwrote the risk, and that was a good partnership. It worked. But now we've got to recognize that other people need to have that same scientific research to do additional important work. No one company has all the answers all the time. We've got to share it and get the job done so we can be prepared for the next pandemic and help cure existing diseases as fast as possible.
All right, so here's their statement. We are not accepting or reviewing applications for possible clinical research that studies the COVID-19 vaccine. The flip side of this is this was Pfizer's technology before COVID, the mRNA technology. They've been working on it for years. They've been spending billions of dollars on it. What's the incentive to companies in the future to spend billions of dollars if it works to cure something crazy and then all of a sudden they have to give it away?
Well, clearly, intellectual property is hugely important. We've got to protect that. We've got to advance innovation, and there's got to be incentives to do that. So clearly, that's a key issue. On the other hand, COVID-19 really was hopefully a unique situation where government and the private sector, Pfizer and other companies, came together to help solve the problem. And if we have a tool that can help solve other problems, we have to allow researchers to do their jobs. That's not saying that other researchers are going to develop products for sale, but Pfizer has to help academia and scientists outside of their own company advance research and science. It's a must-do.
Okay, if it's a must-do, why aren't they doing it? Why don't they have to do it? Or is it up to the FDA to make them?
No, I mean, Pfizer is completely within its rights not to share. It's their intellectual property, full stop.
Okay.
My point is, I don't think it's the right thing to do. It shows tremendous corporate chutzpah that they believe they're the only ones that can get it done, that they don't need anybody else's help, and that's just not the way things work.
Corporate chutzpah is a thing that's kind of been going around, right? I mean, we shouldn't exactly be surprised that drug companies are chutzpah-like.
Yeah, well, again, I don't think the answer is greed because we live in a capitalist system, a free market society, and I think that's a good thing. I think the question is they don't really recognize the value of cooperating with outside entities, and that's really surprising to me.
Real quick, are people right to say that this technology could cure all of the diseases that we listed here?
Hypotheticals really aren't worth a nickel.
Well, they may not be worth a nickel, but they are worth $5 billion, at least if you hit it right. It's good to see you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.